Today's video is a special one. We're taking a look back at a classic piece of wrestling and gaming history, WWF WrestleMania on the Nintendo Entertainment System. But this episode carries extra weight because we're dedicating it to the memory of Hulk Hogan, who sadly passed away. He wasn't just the face of wrestling in the 80s. He was wrestling. And for many of us, this original Nintendo game was the first time we ever got to play as the Hulkster in a video game. So today, we're honoring that legacy. If you enjoy content like this, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell. It really helps the channel, and we appreciate all of you keeping the retro spirit alive. Released in early 1989, WWF WrestleMania was the first wrestling game to hit the original Nintendo under the World Wrestling Federation banner. Published by Acclaim Entertainment and developed by Rare, this title allowed fans to finally bring the energy of WrestleMania into their homes. And who was front and center? Hulk Hogan, of course. Hogan wasn't just a playable character, he was the star of this game. From the cartridge art to the in-game action, it was clear this game was built around his massive popularity. It captured Andre the Giant, Macho Man Randy Savage, Ted DiBiase, Bam Bam Bigelow, and the Honky Tonk Man. But let's be real, most of us picked Hogan first. Here's something you might not know. WWF WrestleMania was actually Rare's first licensed wrestling game. And while it was basic in terms of gameplay, limited moves, no grapples, and no real finishers, it still carried a kind of magic, mostly thanks to the personalities of the wrestlers involved. Hulk Hogan's character even had a hidden mechanic where health regenerates if you collect certain items, like crucifixes, on screen. That was a nod to his near-invincible reputation back then. The game's music was composed by David Wise, who would later go on to score Donkey Kong Country. This was the beginning of Rare building their technical muscle that would shine in the Super Nintendo era. While WWF WrestleMania was the first WWF game on the original Nintendo, it kicked off a mini-series on the platform. It was followed by WWF WrestleMania Challenge and eventually WWF King of the Ring. Now, was there a Famicom version? Oddly, no. The game was never released in Japan. Wrestling there had its own scene, with titles like Fire Pro Wrestling on the PC Engine and Super Famicom taking the spotlight. As for the Sega Mega Drive, this particular title never made it there either, but Sega fans later got WWF Super WrestleMania, WWF Raw, and others. Though by then, the formula had evolved, and an arcade version, not of this game specifically, but WWF Superstars and WrestleFest ruled arcades with big sprites, tag teams, and fully animated entrances, something the original Nintendo just couldn't do yet. If you compare WWF WrestleMania to other original Nintendo wrestling games, like Pro Wrestling or Tecmo World Wrestling, it definitely feels more arcade-like, faster, louder, and less technical. Where Pro Wrestling gave you grapples and stamina mechanics, WrestleMania gave you the Hulkamania spectacle, and that was the draw. This game was about energy, not depth. Modern fans might look back at this and say it's too simple, and yeah, it is. But for us, this was the first time you could take Hulk Hogan into the digital ring, and that meant everything.
Now watch me race the Macho Man with acclaimed WrestleMania for the Nintendo Entertainment System. A leg drop, an elbow smash, a body slam!
WWF WrestleMania from Acclaim!
Ooh, yeah, I want a rematch.
The game sold over 500,000 copies on the original Nintendo, which was strong for a licensed game in that era. It proved that wrestling games had legs, and it helped Acclaim lock down the WWF license for years. The developer Rare would soon go on to become one of the most important names in gaming. After this, they made RC Pro-Am, Battletoads, and eventually their Super Nintendo masterpieces like Donkey Kong Country, but WWF WrestleMania was one of their earliest steps on that road. It also showed how powerful Mania on original Nintendo stands as a true piece of wrestling history. Rest in peace to the immortal one, Hulk Hogan. Thanks for going. This is Rare Gameroom Gaming. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.